MWC 2023, and we are sitting with Qualcomm's President and Vice President Rajen Vagadia. Rajen, a very warm welcome to Z Media. Rajen, could you just quickly tell us what are the offerings that you are bringing in here at MWC 2023?
I think it's exciting always. This is one place where we as a technology company who drive the global ecosystem are able to showcase some of those things which are coming up, are commercial and are coming up in the next few years. So if anybody wants to actually get a glimpse into what you would see as background technologies which are going to redefine or define our experiences or what's going to happen around us, right from consumers to enterprises to operators, I think this is the place. So we leverage this. It also becomes a very good place for most of our partners to come together. It's a lot of meet and greet, a lot of business happens here. So it's always interesting and we look forward to this event.
So Rajen, one thing that comes into my mind right now is satellite connectivity. It has become a big thing now, and also I think Qualcomm has some plans for it. So could you just elaborate what satellite connectivity is going to be and how it's going to change the user experience overall?
One of the things is, like anything, connectivity has been always something which has been our, I would say, lead. We have always thought through, we have found the uses of this connectivity and solutions for end consumers. It's well known that while we talk about the coverages of networks, and we have seen that in any geography that our operators have ensured that you have coverage of cellular coverage across, there are always going to be those fringe areas or few of those locations where you may not have the deep coverage. It's an experience we all go through. Satellite connectivity does help in those emergencies. That's one of the big use cases. It does allow, at this stage, it allows you to send SOS messages, right? And ping to a few where it is needed. So it does sense your location, it sends your the brief message. Eventually it will evolve to some sort of a communication that will happen two-way.
Okay.
It would even probably at some day enable more features there. But at this stage, what we feel is that in case of emergency, in case of such exigencies or such situations, it could be a major bailout for a human life. So that is one big use case of satellite connectivity.
So when can we expect this feature to roll out? And also another question in the same question is that do users have to buy a new smartphone, or if users have a 5G enabled smartphone, will that suffice the need?
Our stated plan is to have the satellite connectivity as a standard offering in our modem roadmaps coming up from now.
Okay.
And it will be across the tiers, and you understand our tiers: 8 series, 7 series, 6 series, 4 series. Across all the tiers, our plan is to enable this offering. And as always, it's a part of the modem solution offered, and the operators, or the OEMs will have to enable that on their device. But at a feature support level, we will be enabling that on all the chipsets.
Okay.
The existing devices, of course, will not support, but the newer devices which come, and that's typically the way new features sometimes come up.
Rajan, we have seen that 2022 was pretty good for 5G devices. I think over 1 billion devices have already rolled out, are there in the market. How do you see 2023 is going to be when it comes to the acceptance of 5G devices and 5G services? Where do you see this going from here?
The CES of 2019 was the time when the first ecosystem of 30 of the suppliers or manufacturers or OEM partners of Qualcomm went on the stage, and each one of them announced a commercial device. So from 19 to 23, that's 4 years. I think to me, it looks that it's already mainstream. As networks proliferate, this will become almost a sort of a given.
Okay.
One of the very few, I would say rather the only G transition that has happened where the devices were available before the in a meaningful volume, and that we can go to India and take the reference of India before the network is rolled out. So that is an advantage. So each one of us probably in the coming few years will have a 5G device, even if, let's say, you're staying in some remote side of the country,
Yeah.
and you may not have 5G network, but your phone will become 5G. So essentially, I think this is on a traction where it doesn't need any more extra effort. It's going to be on its own.
And do you think 4G users, do you think it'll be easy, or how challenging is it, to migrate those users who are already using 4G in our country? Even there are people who are even using 3G and 2G in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. How challenging and how feasible do you think it is to migrate users to 5G connectivity?
There are two ways this can likely happen, right? One is the natural way,
Correct.
that you upgrade your phone at whatever is the cycle period,
Yeah.
and you upgrade your phone, and you land up the new phone you buy does not specifically have to say it's 5G, it will be 5G. So that's one way you get onto the system. The second is the consumption pattern. But once you have a higher speed, then it becomes essential. I think a similar experience will go through. Use cases primarily driving huge demand for big bandwidth are primarily OTT to start with, or gaming to start with. And that will make it so essential that if you are holding a 5G phone in a good 5G coverage area and you're gaming, and then I just swap your phone without telling you and I give you a 4G phone, there's a good chance that you may say that, okay, can you give me the other phone? There are a lot of use cases which will then be discovered which are not discovered as of today.
Yeah.
So those will come in, and that would also make it very logical for a person to say, okay, I need a 5G connection. Right? The phone will be 5G. Probably you will opt for a 5G, or by default operators are going to switch on 5G anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Rajan, we have also seen trends, consumer trends. There's a rise in demand of IoT devices, especially in the Indian market. How do you see this market in the future, and how much Qualcomm is ready for offering this particular segment and market?
So as Qualcomm, for us, we want to better the human life through connectivity, and that we have been doing all through. In the transition to 5G, one very different thing that happened is that IoT is going to be an anchor use case of 5G. And as you go to release 17, you will see that massive IoT is going to become the norm. That everything is getting connected, and then it's getting intelligently connected. So as more and more devices get connected, two things fundamentally we have to take care of. One is how much of intelligence we add to the connected device, and second is how secure we make that. We at Qualcomm do work on both these areas because these are almost naturally they come to us. All that is Wi-Fi and it's connected eventually is going to go more intelligent, and Bluetooth will be coming in. You will have BLE connectivity. There will be small low power devices which will not be exactly Wi-Fi, but they could be BLE powered. I see the whole home and every individual component of the home, and we'll go further deeper into whether it is your jackets or whether it is your glasses, right? Or whether it is your watches are already there.
Yeah.
Imagine that, I forgot that. Your smartwatch is one more device which you own. So 4 devices are absolutely dedicated to an individual who get latched on, right? So all of these will get connected. Yes, one thing we have to address as a challenge is that how each one of them are able to talk, so that I don't have 6 apps, which is today a challenge I have.
Yeah. Rajan, before we wind up this whole interaction, my last question is, we have seen the cars are getting smarter day by day. What can we expect in the coming future, especially if we just stick to the Indian automobile market? Because in Western, of course, we have Tesla. We can't compete with that right now. Hopefully in future we can. But right now, what do you see how the consumer trends are changing in the Indian automobile market?
I consider India to be at pace with the global market in terms of features that are coming into the cars. Eventually, what you see in the future is going to be more powerful chip with high compute that we already have on our roadmap. And we have that in some of the cars which are coming in, where 5G is in. It should be pretty soon you will see a 5G in the car in India.
Wow.
And those chipsets are so complicated and so sophisticated in terms of their compute power, in terms of their AI capabilities, in terms of their power management, in terms of their media capability handling. And you will see that being aggregated. I see this as eventually something which will be as one chip aggregating, and those are software-defined vehicles. So SDV is the future.
Well, on that note, thank you very much
Lovely
indeed
meeting
for
you, Dinesh.
joining us,
Thank you.
Rajan. Thank you
so
very
much.
much.
Thank you.